All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. So what we're going to be diving into here are 5 advanced tips. Advanced. Only
Pro
for the
level.
pro level, actually super meta tips
Super
for
meta.
going into Season 2 slash the early game Season 2. So y'all know we're hitting you with the Season 2 stuff because we want you to be as well prepared going into Season 2. Here, from me and Sir Chubulus, PvP, we're going to give you what you're going to be looking forward to in Season 2. So let's go into the 5 tips. So the first one here, coming at you hard, you got the abuse early game buffs, guys. You got to abuse this stuff. This is the most critical time of the whole server because you get to station yourself really strong on the server and you
That's
get
right.
to progress yourself accordingly because you're going to burn less resources. You're going to be progressing faster and you're going to be leveling up your commanders that much quicker. So what we kind of mean by this is for 24 hours, you get 4 buffs. So you get the commander's stamina expenditure minus 50%. You get commander's wounded recovery time minus 90%. So that means if you die on a tile, your commander's going to come back in like 1 minute, I think, is like the time. Soldier's death
Yeah.
rate is minus 50%. So that is so critical. That's probably the best one out of all of them.
Yeah, I was about
Is
to say that. Probably the
soldier.
best one.
Yeah, the soldier's death rate is so critical because conscription time will be your downfall in the first 24 hours. That will slow you down the hardest. It's not about because you can speed up, but your building times. I haven't built stuff in so long, it's forever, but whenever you build stuff, that you can go through that, but you can't speed up your
Hmm.
conscription time. You can do your wounded, yes, but for actually conscripting new soldiers, and you're only gonna have like 1 or 2 at the start conscription. So March
Yeah,
speed
and
is
you
good. Go ahead.
yeah, and you because you're moving at such a higher speed as well, like you're gonna be able to zoom around. And keep in mind, guys, when we merge with other seasons and their players, uh the battle for land is going to be competing with your neighbors.
Yep.
You're going to have to get to those lands before they do. And this isn't because you're battling against each other, but you're battling against each other for at least progression. You
Yep.
may not be fighting each other directly, but you are fighting each other for progression. And there's not going to be a whole lot of these tiles in the early game. And so you want to be the first to be able to grab these.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, just as a small little bonus tip here, that you want to have really one main army that you want to be leveling, and then you want to have one that does the connecting. Because you've got the stamina expenditure down by 50%, but you still want to
Use them.
utilize hitting the big tiles first with your main one, so you can keep that one that you're trying to level constantly going, getting the best experience possible. And that honestly just leads us into our next one, which is our Mathom coins. So the Mathom coins right now, guys, you can be saving your Mathom coins because those are going to be carrying over into season 2. And so hold what you have now because guys, there's no packs right now. There's no
Yep.
reason to be spending your Mathom coins on just trying to get, the respect items on your wish list right now. There's no reason. Wait for next season and wait for the Gandalf event to come back, the Lurks events to come back, and then the other special packs like when you can get bonus respect items for Gimli and
Yep.
Balin and Legolas and Arwen. You want to wait till then to spend your Matham coins. So save them now to spend them later.
Yep. And that's going to be where you're going to be seeing most of your progression come from for your commanders is not from doing it randomly. Because if you can actually turn your unused respect items into to randomly get another one. So if you have a whole bunch of Frodo and Sam ones, haha, you can actually dismantle them and turn them into another random. You can
That's
take some
right.
too, but that's so inefficient, guys. That's really an efficient way of using your Mathom coins essentially on that. So definitely save up your coins and use them starting next season because it's going to take 100 Mathom coins for a full 30 respect items of that commander. So
Yeah.
save up, guys. Don't it? Save up and use them. Use them wisely. Just use your coins wisely. So let's lead on to into number 3. So focus on 3 main armies and 2 tile flippers. This is a bit into a later game, but this gives you an idea of what you want to be using your equipment, your troops, and your commanders. So, this might play a little bit into whether you're going mixed or RP. You might want to focus on 1 evil commander and 2 good side. You're going to be able to mix in all that. But that's mixed specifically. If you're going roleplay, focus on your 3 main armies still and use all of your equipment. Your equipment is going to be a big determining factor in going up against some of the people that maybe got lucky and got, a Witch King of Agmar, but you have a Faramir, but you have the equipment on them. You have the equipment and you have them leveled. So that's where your 3 armies come into play. Is you're going to be able to also reinforce them. You don't want to be using these Frankenstein armies too much. So
yeah,
you don't want to be just throwing half the army with like a full thing of archers for no reason, because that's all you have. 2 tile flippers. So 2 tile flippers are important because you're able to siege down and path to, because that 50% stamina thing is going to go away, first 24 hours. So you don't want to be burning down your Arwen. You don't want to be burning down your Faramir. If they're your highest levels, your Azog, your Witch King, save those for whenever you're hard hitting or whenever you're tile checking, a fortress, and then follow up with a. So what you want to do is time it. If you know you're going to be able to wipe someone out, let's say you're going in hard. You're going in hard, and you're bringing the full. Follow up with your tile flippers behind them, and just wipe out that fort right then. Make sure your tile flippers aren't hitting first, because then they're going to die and lose the siege.
Right. So, and you just want to keep the 3 armies. Those are the ones that really your highest respect level and your best gear are on. And don't burn your energy on them needlessly. And that's not to say that your tile flippers can't be good units in and of themselves, but they're just going to be the ones that primarily path and do a lot of the sieging, so that you can save your big armies for actually PvP and PvE, because you want to utilize their energy doing the better things, like capturing tiles and PvPing. So that leads us into our 4th tip, which is starting the game with your commander that has the most respect and equipping them with the best items. Now, this may seem self-explanatory, but really, when we're talking about also talking about season 2 starting, when we're talking about good people, are people that started good side in season 1, swapping to season 2, going evil side, and vice versa. What you're going to see is until you can build the embassies, you're not going to have access to the commanders that you spend on season 1. And so people really need to think about making that move going into season 2 on mixed servers. But more importantly, starting your commander for all servers, starting your season with your best commander with the most respect item and the best items is going to ensure that you're going to be able to advance as quickly as possible and lower your losses on tiles as you begin to advance tiles. And as we all know, when you start to do that, you're going to get more resources. Conscripting is going to be not as much as a strain on your resources as you continue to grow. And so it's really important, as much as it might be, self-explanatory, mm-hmm. It's important to say at the same time, keep things in perspective, because you might have a commander that is maybe your go-to, or is one that isn't as leveled as your other one, but go with the safe route, especially in the beginning, and make sure that you cut down on your losses as much as possible. And when you have more points to spend with those commanders that have more respect, you're more likely to take less losses on those commanders.
Yep. And that goes with equipment too, guys. You can swap equipment so fast. You can immediately drop equipment and go on. So use your best equipment. Don't just hold that Elvish Dirk that's 5-starred with 5 gold stars on it for your very respectable Sauron. Use them on your Azog and burn through those tiles quickly and get that experience. So let's move on to the 5th one here. So focus on 3 or 4 units to spend gold on. you only get so much gold at the start, and whenever you start to hit those tier 3 units, man, you want to hit them strong. You don't want to be sitting there like, man, I burned all my gold on my level 1 um units. You go through unit
Yikes.
tier so quickly. I mean, you get
Hmm.
tier 3 possibly within the second day. I mean, you go through very quickly. So whenever you focus on just one. If you go dwarves, you're gonna get the 300 guardians. Agmar starts with the 300 archers. Um, if I had to take a suggestion, man, go all in on those 300 right there. Like, use them really efficiently. Maybe save them up for another tile and use your gold already on them. That'd be a good way of, already burning that gold on something you're going to use later, and you're going to be using them on your tier 3s. So that's kind of, and do not hire, guys. Don't hire so quickly. You might be starting Gondor and you're like, man, I want those Oathbreakers right now, level 35. I want to go ahead and take that. That's going to be holding you back. That's going to be holding you back on,
Hmm.
you're going to get wiped the floor with whenever you go up against the same troop armies, but he has 10 maxed skills on both of his tier 3 units, and you're sitting there with like levels 2 and
Yeah,
3.
you're not going to be able to spend gold and have take Oathbreakers, for example. You're not going to be able to run Oathbreakers in every army of yours in the beginning, because at that point you should be at about two or three armies, main armies that you should be hitting with. You're not going to be able to run Oathbreakers in all of them, and you're kind of putting your eggs in all in one basket there, and really it's going to, if anything, it's going to slow your progression if you spend all that money on hiring versus spending it on the units that you need to be spending them on, the tier 3 units and the tier 4 units. You're kind of hurting yourself there in the beginning. And so
Absolutely.
those are all of our main tips, but we also we wanted to hit you with these honorable mention tips that we felt really they didn't quite make the cut, but we want to be able to share them with you guys. And the first one of those is save your non-seasonal time reduction items for the next season. So guys, when you go ahead, pop open your screen for me and look at your items that lower the time for conscripting, for healing your units back, and your building conscripting, lowering your building conscription times. You're going to find items there uh, that some are seasonal, that can only be used in the current season, and then there's going to be some that you cannot use in the current season, or I'm sorry, that you can carry over, into the next season. Save those for season two so that at the start of season two, you can just come out and kill it with,
Just swing it.
like, yeah, come out with the 8 hour, what is it, the eight
Right,
hour
the town hall 8 hour, man. You want
town
to get
hall.
through that because
Yeah,
you're still
you
going to be
could
going
burn through
hard.
that.
Yeah, you're still going to be going hard on that. So, and use them wisely, guys. If you're going to go to bed on that 8 hour, don't just burn it and then go to sleep. Go to sleep and then, burn through the next series of stuff while you're playing. Use it while you're playing, not while you're off. If you know you're going to be off for 15 minutes, don't burn through something that it's going to be done in 15 minutes. So, think about how to use them and just use them wisely. Don't just burn them needlessly if you know you're going to be off. So it's kind of our opinion on the seasonal reduction items. Save them, use them in season 2, use them whenever you play,
That's
essentially.
right.
So the second one here, guys. So we're not condoning spending money on this game by any means. Free to play, of course, but let's just say you have some money to spend on the game. Here's some of the ones that we think are most critical, especially whenever you're starting. If you've got $5, the 30-day additional builder is so good because you're going to be able to speed your progression up. This is probably one of the best ones that's going to speed up your progression. It's just you're going to be able to build your town hall for 24 hours. You don't want to be stuck on that. So now you can also build your barracks and you can build your conscription post at the same time and go ahead and get those up to your 4 conscriptions, get that up to 20 as fast as you can, obviously, so you can be conscripting as many units as you can. So that's kind of our opinion on the 30
30-day
days.
builder, definitely a big
Yeah.
bonus there. So the second one is really the is the $2, is it the $1,
Yeah, it's
$2,
$2. It's
10
$2.
Mathom coins. So $2 10 Mathom coins at the start of each season. You only get one, guys, and that one, if you look at the cost of what
A
it
Mathom
takes
coin
to really
is.
get a Mathom coin, you'll see that $2 for 10 Mathom coins is actually really good
Yeah, two five
for
pulls
what you're
right
actually
there.
spending money on. Exactly. And so that right there is a good one to get, especially at the start of the season, because you can buy that and immediately invest it in either Gandalf the Grey or Lurtz.
Hmm.
So that is a definitely a good pickup that you should be looking at.
Yep, and so the monthly Matham coin pack too, I would pick over the $2 one weekly that you get now, simply because you immediately get 2,300 gems, which is worth $10 by itself. Just right there, you already get $10, not including the first time buy. So, and then 30 Matham coins over the course of a month. That is six. That's six polls. That's six five polls. So, you can kind of break it down of how much each Matham coin is worth. A Matham coin is about $2, I believe, per thing. So if you think about 30 Matham coins, that's about $60. If you sit there and do two times $2 per Matham coin. So good stuff there. The $1 Aragon and Kamal probably butchered that, but if you're able to buy them, that's like 3,000 respect. And especially if you start Mordor, that's kind of one of the good things, I guess you could say, about starting Mordor. Coming from Erebor, for instance, you'd be able to probably buy Kamul and start with both Aragon and Kamul for $1. So that's actually really nice.
Hmm. And then lastly, the season pack. Now, the season pack is the $15. It's one of the actually the most expensive on here. The seasonal pack is the one that tracks your progression. You do the kind of trials and tasks that grant you points that get added into the kind of an experience bar, and then it unlocks rewards at the end when you pass a certain point. And at the with the seasonal pack, you are guaranteed a gold item, and as you guys know, gold items do make a huge difference in this game. And over the seasons, if you get nothing else but the seasonal pack, you will steadily be able to get a good gold item that you can put on your main, your go to army, and they will hit very solidly
Yep.
uh,
Gotta get.
over time. So, with all that being said, guys, that's all that we have for you. So, if you have any other tips, let us know in the comments. What else do you guys think are really big tips going into season two? Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help with us growing, guys. And without further ado, this is Sir Chubulus,
This is IPP, my kids IRL.
and we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.